Alright, I just stumbled on this thread. I just wanted to record it because, I mean, here's a lady mentioning feminism, and she's obviously a girl, and she doesn't like this, like, women's rights thing going overboard. So she's mentioning this as valid criticism because Occupy was meant to stand up for the rights of everybody, not just women, not just natives, not like any specific group. It shouldn't be racist, nor should it be sexist to make those differentiations. We are all human beings. So, going through this thread, we see the one gentleman here who I've had my various disagreements with, agreeing with this lady. So, I mean, this guy gets to see for himself exactly what sort of tyranny gets rolled out by these Occupy facilitators. And so we keep scrolling down. If you want to actually read some of these posts, feel free to pause the video and give it a read. But here we go. We have Ben Pearson here. It says, Kathy, I see nothing useful or productive about discriminating against another Facebook group here. In fact, I just see you trying to sow a seed of discord and subversion in my community. So this apparently, this Occupy Vancouver page is apparently his community. It's not everybody's community, it's Ben Pearson's community. So we get reading a little bit more. This may be your personal view, and your profile wall is where those go when they aren't productive to a group. There is an Unoccupy Facebook group that would love to hear this. Plainly spoken, Kathy Hart, you can kindly keep your discrimination to yourself. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not discrimination, it's criticism, and I would say she has every right to bring it up because she is female, and this has to do with feminism. And so what better person to ask about the subject than somebody who would be on board with that if it were actually a reasonable movement. So, going down to his other post here, she has the same rights as everyone, and everyone has the right to feel safe and supported in their community. Well, okay, so if everyone has that right, then that supersedes the right of people to criticize policies which they feel are not in line with our great Canadian values of not censoring people and free speech. This is the kind of abuse that Occupy has rolled out in many of their forums. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thread disappear like so many others have. There are like literally dozens of witnesses out here in Victoria, mostly part of We Are Change Victoria, because we've been asking questions and noticing that asking the right questions, the ones where you expect an answer, like where's the money for the Occupy going, like the donations that are supposed to be transparent, what courses are the facilitators taking in college, what training do they have, what's their background, why is it always the same facilitators in charge, why is it always the same people doing public relations, those kind of questions. Why is it a downloaded guide from takethesquare.net, which is basically their guide to the consensus procedure? Why is that the same system that is being rolled out in every single one of these Occupy events scattered across the world? So, any criticism of this nature gets the exact same response from these shills. It isn't productive, it's spreading discord, it's being subversive, so therefore we need to get rid of it in an attempt to, manage public relations. And this is why this movement is wrong. It feels very, very wrong to me because no movement that values free speech will be engaging in this form of manipulation where they have to constantly keep a good image because they haven't separated themselves from the individual actions of protesters. They welcome them into their own fold if their ideology is matched, and whenever they screw up, they cover up for them. And they moderate and they filter, and they feel as though other people in the movement should be excluded from being aware of that information because it'll create discord in their perception of how this protest should be run. So I have a major beef with Occupy. This is not the first time that I've seen this sort of thing happen. It's happened to me dozens of times in various Occupy groups. I'll just name Occupy Nanaimo and Occupy Vancouver and Occupy Victoria as a few. There was also a couple of other Occupy groups, I believe maybe Occupy Ottawa. That's just to explain what I've been seeing, the exact same thing rolling out in every single city across Canada. And I've been trying to take a more Canadian specific viewpoint and research standpoint behind this, as I feel quite strongly that we need to focus on rolling out something that's more specifically Canadian and something that isn't ruled by force collectivism like the system is trying to promote. So our current system is ruled by force. The Occupy system is ruled by force because if you don't agree, you can go off and start your own movement, which is exactly what the critics of Occupy are going to get organized and be doing. Because we need a real revolution, not this censored mind manipulation crap that these people are engaging in. Many of us have, basically hit our wits' end with it. And we don't have much time to try and work on resolving the issues which Occupy tries to address, but redirects our anger towards all of the pawns. So thank you, and I'll be posting more updates later.